Salvetri here. I'm just going to get everything set up here, get the chat popped out. So if you're seeing this on the replay, you can fast forward by like, I don't know, 1 minute and we'll be set answering questions. But what is going on, everybody? I'm happy to see everybody here. And yeah, it's week 3 of the NFL. I'll be here for the next hour and 20 minutes or so. We are live on Sportscaster right now. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. We are up and running game. Let's go. Mike Laurie says, I'm back. What's going on, my man? Let's get it. What's going on, Disband? How you doing? What's up, bro? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Everything looks good on my end. Does everything look good on your guys' end? Am I appearing? Do I sound okay? Because if so, we're going to get right back into this. What's up and good luck, says Carlos. Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yo, good morning. Let's win some money, says LJ. Yeah, man. Who's going to win the million here? What are your thoughts on Dorsett and Edelman usage with the AB out? Yeah, I mean, AB's out, James White's out, so the Patriots have a lot of guys who now their target share, I guess, is a little bit more compressed. But keep in mind, they're still 22-point favorites. Brady probably throws at most 30 times. Edelman seems okay. Dorsett is a GPP dart throw, but there's so many better cheap wide receivers, in my opinion, that'll be lower owned. Yeah, in Rex Burkhead, I'm not going to get there, but I guess he's okay. White missing the game for New England. Yeah, he's out. His wife's having a baby. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hey, everybody's rolling in. What's going on? Sounds great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sal, my man, says Evan. What's going on? Jeff, what's going on? Danny Amendola, question mark. No interest in Danny Amendola. I think that's a troll question, but maybe it's not. Zero interest in Danny Amendola. 0%. Prescott sounds solid in GPPs. Yeah, Dak looks amazing in GPPs. Dak looks amazing for cash. Dak is probably the number 1 quarterback on the slate. Darwin, question mark. No interest in Darwin Thompson. They say, I guess, like, if LaShawn McCoy's out, more interest, obviously, in Darwin. LaShawn McCoy's going to be limited. You probably see Darwin playing half the snaps, which is okay for the price point. But there's just so many other ways that you can get value on the slate. Preston Williams, there it is. Damn, Direct Sun coming in with the play. I have a lot of interest in Preston Williams today. And by a lot, I mean more than the field. He's going to be 1% owned. I'm getting Preston Williams in a decent, not majority of my lineups, but a good amount of my lineups. I really like Preston Williams today. In a game where Miami's going to throw 50 times. I don't care how bad Josh Rosen is. That team's going to have 250-plus yards of passing today just because of the pure amount of times they're going to throw. Preston Williams, there's no Albert Wilson still. Devontae Parker is fine, second in the league in air yards, but I still think Preston Williams is the play. Like up the stream when you come in, guys, says Mike. Yeah, I appreciate that. Andrews playing. Andrews is expected to play, but he's 50-50 right now, so he's actually pretty limited in terms of that injury. It would scare me away from it. Opinions on Kelsey or Andrews without the rain coming down on Arrowhead? I mean, I much prefer Kelsey. I'm not going to get to as much Andrews, not because of the rain. The rain doesn't seem to be a big deal. So here's the thing. If you're watching right now, the weather in KC doesn't even seem to be the worst weather on the slate. It seems to be worse in Green Bay, actually, against Denver. So Kansas City does not seem like they're getting any downpouring rain at the stadium. It's going to be light to no rain, so that's not going to affect the game at all. Kelsey's fantastic. Andrews, I'm not worried about him because of the weather. I'm more worried about him because he's a game-time decision. That means he's actually hurt. Now, if he plays, I imagine he's good enough to go out there and produce, but is it good enough than the healthier tight ends? I don't know. You think Smith will fill Gallup's role as usual or more Cobb? It's going to be Smith filling Gallup's role. Cobb plays in the slot. Gallup doesn't play in the slot. So the role changes for Devin Smith. He's a fine GPP option. Fitz or Sanders for you? Fitz. Preston and Frank Gore are my guys. I think both of them, I mean, they're both in okay spots for their price point. I think both of them, though, in like a GPP lineup seems thin. Is it okay to play Ertz and Aguilar in the same lineup? Yeah, but you probably should be having Carson Wentz. Also, okay, we jumped right into the questions. If you're somehow new to this stream, watching it on the replay, because there'll be a couple thousand that do, or you're watching it live, my name is Sal. Welcome. I love doing this. It's been about 11 months, and we're like 400 subscribers away from 10 grand. 10 grand. 10,000. So if we get there today, I don't know if we will. I'll be live tonight before Sunday night, but if we somehow get there today, I cannot wait. I'm going to answer all the questions that I can for the next hour or so. I'm going to take some breaths, right? Try and breathe a little bit during this. I know everybody's just going to keep throwing questions in here. However many of you there are, 600 or so. So your questions that are flying by right now, there's a great chance I won't be able to see them. But just re-ask them because I'll make sure to answer everybody's questions that I can. If you do want to make sure that your question is 100% answered, if you donate to the channel Super Chat, it'll come up your question in like a different color. So I'll definitely see it then. Super Chat is enabled on this channel if you feel the need. And then, yeah, that's it. I'll start answering these questions. Let's get into it. Heavy thunderstorm at 2 p.m. In the Kansas City game, 35% chance. Yeah, a lot of it's missing the stadium, and a lot of it's light rain. So what the reports are showing, everything that I've seen in terms of radar, a lot of the rain that was heavy is rearing to the right. A lot of the light rain will hit the stadium. Light rain has no impact on a football game. None. If anything, it helps offensive players because they know which way they're running when the defenders don't know. So in terms of reacting on a slippery field, it's worse for the defense. Thoughts on Le'Veon? I think he'll catch 6+. Yeah, the problem with Le'Veon is his team has a 10 implied total, and there's a great chance they have more 3-and-outs than first downs today. So Le'Veon can catch 9 balls today for 30 yards and get nothing on the ground. So, yeah, I don't have much interest in Le'Veon. Carry-on or Ridley? Ridley for me. Good morning, by the way. How's your day going? Says Ball. Thank you. Somebody asks how the day's going. The day's going good. I mean, I love this time of the day anyways, but obviously that much better. That much better right now in terms of football, right? Hooper or Olsen? Hooper for me by a good amount. Allen or Goff? Which Allen? I mean, imagine you mean Josh Allen, so I'd go Josh Allen. What's going on, Unknown Element, over there holding down the Twitch fort? What's going on, my man? I'm sitting Tyler Boyd. I feel like he's going to get shut down. Nah, he's not going to get shut down. That's a zone defense. He's going to see a lot of short targets. Not somebody that I want to prioritize in DFS, but in terms of season long, I really like Tyler Boyd. Is Hooper a good play? Yeah, I love Austin Hooper today. I love him. Darius Leonard is like the only guy who can probably shut down. I mean, he's still going to get 6 targets, Austin Hooper, at a minimum, I think. And Darius Leonard isn't playing today for the Colts. I love Austin Hooper a lot. Hi. Work sucks, LOL. Here, 8-6, says Brian Anderson. My man. You got to get out of there. Devin Smith says Swerve, baby. Yeah, Swerve, he's okay. Devin Smith's fine. He's one of the 6 cheap wide receiver options that make sense for a GPP. Besides football, hope you have a good day, Sal, on Sunday. Thank you. Appreciate that, PJ. Allen from Carolina or Goff? Oh, Goff. Goff for sure. Have you seen the Browns secondary? They're down Ward. They're down Randall. They're down Burnett. Yeah, that Browns secondary is just disgusting. Hooper or Waller? I still go Hooper there. Rudolph or Connor? What do you mean, Mitch? Rudolph or Connor? Am I missing a Connor? Rudolph is in terms of the tight end or QB? Like, are you asking Kyle Rudolph or James Conner? James Conner. Austin Eckler or Keenan Allen at the flex? That's a really good question. I go Keenan Allen, but slightly Keenan Allen. Should I start Mack or Carson on DraftKings? Yeah, I think that I like Carson more now that Rashad Penny's out. He's going to be a favorite in that game, and then you have Mack dealing with this injury, and the injury to Mack is concerning. Can somebody tweet me the link? I always say this. It never ends up happening. Can somebody tweet me the link? I appreciate it. Cool. If somebody tweets me, DMs me, whatever it is. Kirk/Thielen, question mark? Yeah, I'm not going there in DraftKings. How do you feel about Freeman? Devonta Freeman? I think he's right now through 2 weeks the worst running back in the league, so I don't want any of that. Is Burkhead a thing? A slight thing, right? I mean, he's going to see more carries now. He's clearly going to be the main running back in the receiving game, but this is a team that's favored by 22 points. So we saw it last week, like James White scored a touchdown late in the receiving game, but they're not going to prioritize the pass. Even though Tom Brady won't be pulled from this game, even if they're up, like he threw a touchdown to James White 2 minutes left last week. Tom Brady still only threw like 25 times last week. So Burkhead's not a priority for me at all. I'm probably going to have 0. Aguilar or M. Brown? Oh, for sure, Marquise Brown, if you could afford him over Aguilar, yes. Love the channel. Can't wait to watch the Chiefs game. Thank you. Appreciate that. Any interest in Burkhead GPP? For me, no. Gore over Sony Michel? Gore over Sony Michel is a real thing because of the price point, so yeah. Carson, Aaron Jones, or Sony? Carson. Best cash QB other than Dak? Aaron Rodgers. No. Aaron Rodgers is actually on this slate, so I can't say that. Best cash QB, there's cash tiers on my Patreon. The other cash QB that I like is, what's his name? Who played Thursday night? Yeah, Gardner Minshew is the best cash QB. What are your thoughts on Dorsett? Seems like great leverage at sub 2%. I mean, if your idea of great leverage is somebody being 2% owned, then Preston Williams is a way better play. Will Fuller's right around that range. He's a way better play. I think Dorsett, I think people are trying to paint a narrative. Yeah, he caught a couple balls in the preseason game. Yeah, he caught 2 touchdowns week 1 on limited looks. Like, he's still the 3rd to 4th wide receiver in that progression. The targets are obviously more narrow without James White and AB today. But overall, you can get way better cheap wide receivers, in my opinion, that have more upside and have less target competition and are in a game script that says their quarterback's going to throw 50 times today instead of Tom Brady, who might throw 30. So no real interest in Dorsett relative to other cheap receivers. When you have a second, can you comment on Marlon Mack, please? I know you probably have already done. What's up, Adam? Yeah, Marlon Mack is in a fantastic spot, but now with Carson's news on Rashad Penny not playing, opening up, he's the better play in that price range, because why do I want to play a limited to injured running back in Marlon Mack, who I don't feel confident he's going to be 100% today, when I know Chris Carson is going to be 100%, seeing 80+% of the carries? So that answers that question. Also, it answers Bama, Texas. What's going on, man? It answers your question, Carson or Mack. I'd rather Carson. James White is out. Yeah, he's out. Keenan and DeAndre Hopkins. Out of those two, always DeAndre Hopkins for me. Always. I mean, Keenan Allen's in a great spot. If you're playing cash, Keenan. If you're playing tournaments, DeAndre. How do you feel about Aaron Jones? He's very meh to me today. He's very meh. Like, people are going to overreact to him having a career high carries last week. His team was up 21-0 in the first quarter. Every team would have handed the ball off 20-plus times to their running back. So Aaron Jones is in a fine spot in terms of, like, usage. He has a tough matchup. I think there's better options in his price range and above. Leverage against Nelson Aguilar ownership. Yeah, here's the thing. So Nelson Aguilar right now is like the highest owned player. I don't have much interest. If you're game stacking with Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz, then yeah, get Nelson Aguilar because he's cheap. But I think Matt Collins is a better play on his own team for GPPs. Dallas Goedert, depending on if he suits up today or not. Alshon's out. So you're going to have J.J. on the outside playing 90% of the snaps. Matt Collins to the right. Nelson Aguilar playing a ton of snaps in the slot. Nelson Aguilar I have projected for 7 targets right now. If Goddard plays, it'll be 6 probably. So you can get Nelson Aguilar is a great play. Like, he's a great play in cash and tournaments, but when you factor in a third of the lineups will have him, and you have Preston Williams, you have Devin Smith, you have James Washington, you even have Matt Collins on his own team and J-Jaw. All of those guys super cheap as well, who are going to see a lot of usage today and see probably 5+ targets, and a lot of those guys have higher ADOT. It's just a little bit mind-boggling to me how owned Nelson Aguilar is. I get it. He has 20-point upside, but in my opinion, James Washington has 20-point upside today. Even Preston Williams has 20-point upside today. And obviously, I think that Devin Smith does. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that the ownership on Nelson Aguilar is odd. I understand why it's coming in too cheap. Guys are injured on that team. But once it starts getting to like 30+%, it's a little bit odd. He's also not the main option in that receiving group. Like, it's clearly Zach Ertz. Like, Zach Ertz is going to see 15 targets today now that Alshon is officially ruled out. And then the other 20 targets from Carson Wentz are going to be split up between the running backs. Obviously, Aguilar, J-Jaw, and Mack. I have right now Aguilar projected for, I believe, 7 targets, but I kind of want to bump it down to 6. Thoughts on Demarcus Robinson? Yeah, Demarcus Robinson's fine. He's still going to play on the outside there. There's no Jimmy Smith for that Ravens secondary. They're down to safety as well, and they're down Tavon Young for the whole year. So, yeah, all the Kansas City receiving options are great today. I rank it Sammy Watkins, Kelsey, and Hardman, then Robinson, but that's not to slate Robinson. There's just so many weapons there. Love what you do, man, says Skyler. Appreciate that. Any interest in Edelman? Slight interest, but I don't think Brady throws more than 30 times in this game, so I'd rather target quarterbacks who are going to throw 40 to 50 times today. I think there's a real chance Brady throws 28 times, which Edelman could see 10 targets, but I think it's unlikely. Hooper or Olsen? Hooper for me. Larry, Kirk, or Cooper and Ross? Larry and Kirk, but then you probably have to game stack that one and get yourself Kyler Murray. Is Marlon Mack a go? Marlon Mack is expected to play, but he's dealing with a calf injury, so it's a little bit scary. Panthers, Jarius Wright and play today? No shot. Detroit going to win that game. That's fine. Hey, Sal, Debo or Shepard this week? Sterling Shepard over Debo for me. What about John Ross the third? No interest this week in John Ross. Buffalo plays a very tight zone defense. They're not going to let John Ross get behind him for a fluky touchdown like he has done so far. Darren Waller and McCaffrey or Kelsey and Marlon Mack for cash? I'll go McCaffrey and Waller there. But I honestly prefer Austin Hooper to Waller too. Is CMC a lock? No, nobody's a lock on this slate. And he's not even... CMC grades out really well today, but he's not a lock because it all depends on your lineup construction. Any news on Jair Alexander covering Emmanuel Sanders? And does the weather scare you from Sanders now? Weather doesn't scare me that much. The thing that scares me the most is if Jair Alexander shadows Emmanuel Sanders, he will give Emmanuel Sanders a really tough day. I don't know. They're not going to tell us that until the game starts. So you're taking a risk there. Best information on this channel. It's real, not BS like other channels. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I don't really watch other people's content. I think the Awesomos content, those guys are really good. They're clearly experts at what they do, so I watch theirs here and there. But I don't really watch any other YouTube content for the most part. There's a couple of channels. If you ever heard of Chris Pinnell, I'm not sure if you're watching this, Chris, but Chris Pinnell, he's got good content over there. I don't watch it often because I just don't have time. But other than that, I don't really watch other people's channels. That's not to slight anybody. I just don't have the time. I really don't. I put 80 to 100 hours a week in, so don't have the time to be spending an hour a day watching other people's content. I just literally don't have the time. Is weather in KC concerning you at all? No, it's not. It's supposed to be light rain now, so that's not going to impact any football games. Rain in general doesn't impact anything. Doesn't impact the balls going deep. These receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, they all wear fucking gloves that have stickum on them. So no worries there. And then the people who overreact to wind, most stadiums funnel out wind, and wind doesn't go 3 hours straight. It comes and goes. Let's get you to 10K. Yeah, so how many people are watching? Thank you. I appreciate that. Any interest in Mixon? I think he bounces back today. No shot that I have any interest in Mixon. He's still injured, in my opinion. Number 2, he's down another offensive lineman, Michael Jordan. That team is down 4 offensive linemen already, so no interest there. The line is terrible. He's going to be playing from behind in this game, and Gio Bernard's going to play 40% of the snaps. There's zero interest in Joe Mixon. Ertz over Andrews for sure today for me. Stafford or Winston in cash. Winston for sure. Also keep up the content. Thank you. How many people are watching? 240? We should be getting more probably in like 10 minutes once Manny's done on his stream. Yeah, if you guys update your streams, if you can let me know how many people are watching, I could update it on my phone as well. But I know Manny's going to like 11, I think, on Twitch, so that'll definitely take up. He's definitely pulling people as he should. That stream's amazing. I'm going to have to watch it after this. Should I start Sanders or Dorsett? Sanders for sure. What about KC wide receivers? What about M. Hardman? Yeah, he's my third option there. I like Sammy Watkins, then Kelsey, then Hardman. Who do I replace Mark Andrews with? He's in right now, so, I mean, if you don't have any other tight end depth in your season long, then just keep him in. Kyle Allen and DJ Moore stack? Yeah, I'd rather go to Curtis Samuel than DJ Moore, honestly. But Kyle Allen, he's cheap. He's $4,000. I think it's an interesting play for sure. It's definitely not out of the question. I'm not prioritizing it. Best content around, buddy. Thank you, Brent. McCaffrey versus Eckler. Says Aaron. Oh, I mean, the price range is so different. You have to spend $1,500 more, so it's not about McCaffrey versus Eckler. It's who's your other option that you're getting to. Am I a fish for having Andrews? I don't think you're a fish. He's tight end 1 right now, but he's coming into this game injured on a wet field, already only playing 50% of the snaps. I think it's a risky spot for Andrews. Is Marlon Mack going to play? Yeah, he's going to play, my man. What's going on, Marcos? But he's going to play, and he's dealing with a calf injury, so that doesn't seem great for him being 100% healthy. Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller stack in a GPP, love it. I love Will Fuller today. He's probably my favorite wide receiver play. Not for cash, for GPPs. He's going up against a Chargers secondary that is down to their third-string safety, and he's going to be going up against a backup cornerback, an undrafted backup cornerback. So, yeah, I think Will Fuller can do just fine. Laramie Tunsil is back. He should have a little bit more time for Deshaun Watson. I like Will Fuller today. Hollywood Brown or Chris Carson? Chris Carson. Start Chris Carson or Barber. That's not even a question. It's Chris Carson. Any thoughts on Gore and their Yeldon? I think Yeldon actually sees a lot more work than people think, like 30 to potentially 40% of the workload, which is why I'm not getting to a lot of Frank Gore. But Gore is the one that you started of those two. Elliott versus Dolphins. Is he the best running back play? Yeah, he is. I mean, he's expensive, though, $8,900. But how do you not like a guy who's going to touch the ball 25-plus times, probably, against a team that's given up 195-plus yards a week to the running back position through 2 weeks and just looks terrible? His team's going to be a 21-point favorite. I don't know how Zeke... This team's going to be in the red zone at least like 5 times today, and Zeke's probably going to have like 10 red zone touches. That usually equals touchdowns. So, yeah, Zeke's in a great spot. Any interest in Burkhead? Nah, I know James White's out, but no real interest there. Here's the thing. This is the craziest slate that I've ever covered, ever played in like 4 years. The pricing is so soft, and then you factor in Antonio Brown retires / gets cut. You factor in a bunch of different injuries to quarterbacks that just affects teams in general, defenses. You factor in that Miami is like historically bad right now through 2 weeks. So this is the craziest slate. The pricing already came in soft, and so many injuries are making it even softer. So you can really go anywhere you want. It's raining in KC, question mark. Yeah, it is, but it's not going to affect anything in my opinion. Stack Kansas City wide receiver with Mahomes or take second-tier quarterback. Yeah, you're going to be different if you pay up for Mahomes, but I think it's fine. We all know that he could win a slate no matter the price. Is Edelman in play now? Yeah, he's in play. With no AB, would you stack Brady and Gordon? Nah, I don't have interest. Like, you can do it. It's fine. But in terms of, like, looking at where the correlation comes from in points, I'd rather go to a higher total game where, I get it, the team itself is a higher total, but the spread is so wide that I don't know if Brady throws more than 30 times. Give me guys who are going to throw 40 to 50 times today instead. Mac is a game-time decision. Yeah, he's a game-time decision, but Schefter and other people have already reported that he's going to play. Miles Sanders, no interest. Galladay or Mike Evans, but that's very close. Which the running back you going cash, not the top 4? What running back am I going to in cash, says Jason. Aaron Rodgers. Devin Smith for Dallas, a play at 5,200. Is that on FanDuel? Because he's not that expensive, I don't think. On DraftKings, he's 34, I think. Yeah, he's fine. I'm not prioritizing him in the low range. Look, don't be building everybody else's lineups today that they're doing because Nelson Aguilar's a play who's going to be high owned. Personally, I play single entry in 3-max, so I'm going to have 0 Nelson Aguilar to take a stand there. I don't think he's that great of a play relative to other cheap wide receivers, but you don't have to build the same lineup as everybody else. Just don't play a cheap wide receiver. Get different somewhere else. But if you want to play a cheap wide receiver, James Washington, Deontay Johnson, Preston Williams, You have Devin Smith, and yeah, you have Aguilar, you have Matt Collins. All those guys are options. Why play the guy who has a 33% ownership right now in Nelson Aguilar, who also runs the lowest A-dot routes out of all those guys? So, yeah, I'm probably just not getting to Aguilar, in my opinion. What do you think about Frank Gore? So I'm not going to keep answering the same questions. I know that he just came in, though. But Frank Gore is very meh. I think he sees he's in a good spot. He should see probably like 16 touches. I don't have much confidence in his like overall ceiling. In cash, he's a little bit better in my opinion. Stacking Niners to own the libs, says Jason Cornell. I don't know what that means. Good morning, Sally. Good morning, my man. Greg Olson or Hooper? Hooper. John Ross or Kirk/Fitz? Kirk/Fitz. Josh Jacobs, no interest in Josh Jacobs. Thoughts on Metcalf? Not this week. He's going to have to face Lattimore, and Metcalf doesn't run any deceptive routes. He just runs up the left seam. That's all of his routes so far in the NFL have just been go routes up the left seam, which is good, but it's very boomer bust, and now he gets a good cornerback. A cheap tight end who will do well. I think Austin Hooper. Hey, Sal, great content. Keep up the good work. Do you like Mahomes, Watkins, Hardman, or Mahomes, Watkins, and Fitz for cash? So you don't have to stack. Like you don't have to, if you're saying that because you're trying to stack, don't stack in cash. Don't go out of your way to stack in cash. So I personally don't like Mahomes in cash. He's too expensive. He limits what you can do elsewhere. So I would try and get away from that, but I'd rather go to Fitz over Hardman in cash. Worried about the Kansas City weather? No, I am not. The most latest reports as of an hour ago say that it's not going to rain a lot there. It's going to rain light, and then there'll be parts where it's not raining at all. The rain's supposed to be stopped by kickoff, and then it's supposed to light rain throughout. So light rain does not scare me at all. The only thing that scares me is if there's 2 feet of snow on the field. That's it. That's the only weather that really impacts games, in my opinion. Any interest in David Johnson? Yeah, David Johnson, he's getting ownership. If he had less ownership, I'd have more interest, but he's in a fine spot. Like, people forget that week 1 he ran 15 routes. Like, this guy's going to be used a ton. And they throw a ton. Like, Murray's going to throw 40-plus times again, I imagine. 309 viewers. Let's get to 1K. Yeah, man. Manny Lore is probably finishing up right now on his channel, which means we'll probably get about... Ben Roethlisberger won't need Tommy John. You see all the stuff Antonio Brown's tweeting right now? You guys see that? Let's get there. Yeah, you see all the stuff Antonio Brown's tweeting? Let's look at this. Guy's a fucking nut job. He's calling out Big Ben's dirty laundry here. Shannon Sharp. This man's a nut. Crazy guy. Sal's the GOAT. What's going on, 22? How you doing? What is a cash game? It's a head-to-header 50-50. Some people want to say single-entry double-ups are cash games. Maybe. It's just your safer games where half the field is winning is how I would define it. So 50-50s. And what is a GPP? Guaranteed prize pool. That's your big tournaments where you're probably never going to win a dime over the long run. Who's your biggest and best play for the day? Gardner Minshew. Is Cobb a good pivot off of Aguilar on FanDuel? I don't think so. I think Cobb is okay, but nothing about his role changes. Like, people think Cobb is going to automatically see 4 more targets. No. Cobb plays in the slot. Michael Gallup plays on the outside. Devin Smith is the guy who will pick up those targets, and a little bit of Amari Cooper. Sal, love the videos. Thanks for all that you do for us. Thank you. I appreciate that. Woods, Sammy Watkins, Gordon. Pick 2 for standard. Sammy Watkins and Woods. Is T.Y. Hilton playing today? Yeah, he should be playing. Thanks for your hard work. Number 1 DFS YouTuber, Skirt. What's going on, my man? How you doing, Milan? Thank you. Got to go with Rex for PPR. In general, or I don't know. I'm not playing Rex on DraftKings. Waller, a good cash tight end. Yeah, he's fine if you get there. I mean, I'd rather go all the way down just to Hooper. Waller has a very tough matchup this week. Can start Carson over Mack if I replace Thielen and Diggs with Diggs. Thoughts? I think it's fine. I think Thielen and Diggs are both sort of not dust, but I'm not that high on either of them. But I would be higher on Diggs for the price point. Danny Amendola says I am 9. Yuck. Danny Amendola 0% in all my lineups every week. I'm sick of Diggs screwing my fantasy points. Yeah, last week Diggs was really active. Touchdown called back. Both of his targets were intercepted. 2 other catches called back, and then the long touchdown. It was very interactive. How did you do on Thursday night? I played 1 lineup, and it got me $15, so $5 return. I don't play much Showdown. I cover it because I enjoy making content and covering this stuff and talking game theory with people and helping them out. But I'm not putting a fucking $500 into a Showdown slate, which is a fucking coin flip. I don't want that. So I'll play 1. I'll entertain myself. The game, I don't even fucking watch the game, so I shouldn't even be putting money in. But yeah, I turned $10 into 15. The big 50% ROI. Let's go. Witten for tight end this week? Question mark? No interest in Witten. God, no. Any interest in Darwin Thompson? If they rule LaShawn McCoy out, sure. But right now, we have a half hour till inactives come out, but nothing there. Vance in cash. Yeah, Vance McDonald is okay in cash. He was just very touchdown dependent last week, not running that. Vance McDonald wasn't running high A-dot routes last week. He wasn't running down the field all that often, so I'd rather go to different tight ends in my opinion. And is Andrews going to play? Yeah, they say he's expecting to play. Is Evans a good player, or should I just play Godwin over him? They're both good plays. There's really not one that I prefer. I think they're both good plays. Evans might be lower owned, and he's been playing just as well, in my opinion, as Godwin, just getting unlucky. Has the same amount of air yards, still getting targeted in that offense. I think Godwin is the better receiver. He's just utilized better in the slot. But yeah, I think they're both fine. Game day, Sal, let's make a good one. Thank you. What's going on? He made it happen. Did I miss Sal's answer on Julio and Cooper and GPP? I had to step out right. What's going on, man? Julio and Cooper. So they're both good plays. The problem with Julio is he's going to catch a lot of things underneath. So yeah, he can still catch 10 balls for 80 yards. It just matters if he gets in the end zone or not. The Colts will play a very tight zone. Julio will not be going over top like he did last week on the Eagles. So he's fine at his price point. Amari Cooper, tough matchup against Xavier Howard, but he's going to see probably double-digit targets. So I don't have a lot of Julio and Amari just because I prefer other options in that top range. But I think they're both definitely in play. Is Yeldon okay for GPP? Not in my opinion. Bengals defense a play. Nothing really stands out for me. Is it bad if I'm loading up on Cowboys today? No, I think Cowboys stacks are more than fine. Sal's the GOAT. Knock on wood if you're with me. Keep it up, man. What do you mean knock on wood if you're with me? What does that mean? You think I'm going to die or something? Jesus. Jameis Winston and the Vikings D or Brady? I mean, Jameis Winston. I don't even care about the defenses after that. I'm probably not going to answer any defensive questions because I literally make my lineups and then I look at, this is my process, ready? Make my lineups. Okay, I have $3,000 left. What is the best home defense that is a favorite that I can have? That's it. That's how I make my lineups. I don't prioritize defense. No coffee today? Would you? No, I had coffee. I had coffee earlier. Would you stack Falcons with Freeman? No, I don't want any Devonta Freeman. The guy's a dumpster fire. I'd rather have Julio. If I'm stacking the Falcons, give me Julio and Hooper. Obviously, Ridley's involved there as well if you want to. Any 4-1-1 on Willie Snead being a sneaky player with Andrews being limited? Nah, not for me. What's the top defense this week? I honestly could care less. It's going to grade out in most projections as the Patriots or the Cowboys, but I'm not paying up for that. You saw the Ravens week 1 score 11 points against the Miami defense, or against Miami, the Ravens defense 11 points. So it's so variant. Don't expect 40 or 30 or even 20 points from those top defenses today. Keep up the good work, brother. I appreciate the content. What's going on, Lucas? How you doing, Luke? What's up, man? Do you think playing 2 tight ends this week is smart? I mean, I always think it's obviously different. I never think it has much upside, but if you also look at it relative, like it only wins like 1% of the time, 2% of the time, but that's because less than 1% of people are doing it. So you have relatively like the same to better chance of actually winning with that strategy. Just you clearly have a very small chance of winning to begin with. So the tight ends that you need have to have high A-dot. I clearly consider Travis Kelce a wide receiver rather than a tight end. You could say the same for Ertz. So if you want to get to Ertz and Kelce, yeah, that's fine. But I'm not stuffing in Austin Hooper or Greg Olsen with Kelce. There's just not any upside there. So yeah, Ertz and Kelce, I think double tight end, that makes sense. Play Josh Allen, profit. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Yeah. Just play Josh Allen every single week. The guy's an absolute monster. Just Josh Allen and John Brown stacks. I'm trying to get John Brown in every single one of my season-long leagues. Because that man, everybody just thinks John Allen just runs straight down the field. Not the case so far in Buffalo. That man is running every single route, and he's running them crisp. Carson or Mac? Mac injury scares me a bit. Yeah, it scares me too. I go Carson there. Evans today in a GPP? Yeah, for sure. Evans is a great play in GPP for sure. So who's the pivot for Andrews? Because I have him in a lot of lineups, and I'm concerned with the 50-50. I mean, if you're going down in price, there's so many options. I like Austin Hooper all the way at the bottom, and that's just me personally. Williams, wide receiver, Oakland. No interest there. Interest in Kyle Allen? Yeah, actually, there's slight interest. I'm going to see what I can do in making lineups later with him after this stream around noon. The problem that I'm finding is when you try and stack him with like a Curtis Samuel, if you're just trying to do a mini stack, that's fine. But if you try and game stack it like Samuel, DJ Moore, run it back with Kirk and Fitz, a total game stack there, I feel very thin. At the quarterback position, and then even at my wide receivers, I feel pretty thin in terms of all those guys going for 20+. Because I actually do think, yes, sir, keep up the good work, Sal. Yeah, you as well, Adam. You as well. Josh Allen or Kyler Murray in a GPP? That's actually a coin flip. The prices are so close. In a GPP, I like Murray only because of team stacks are a lot easier. Like you can get to Kirk and Fitz and feel good. As opposed to Josh Allen. He has the rushing upside for sure. We haven't seen Kirk's yet, or not Kirk's, Murray's. But like I only feel comfortable pairing Josh Allen for the most part with John Brown and thinking I can get 20+ from that receiver. I don't really know anywhere else. So in terms of GPPs, yeah, I'd rather full team stack, so Kirk and Fitz. Are you seeing the Twitch chat? Yeah, I am. I am, my man. What's going on, Josh? If for some reason I didn't answer you in the Twitch chat, it's just because these comments are coming through nonstop, so that's why. Sal, who's your top 3? Kelsey, you says. Gardner Minshew, and I'd go Gardner Minshew. Season flex, D Moore, Juju, or Brandon Cooks. Wow, so I actually think Juju is fine. Like, I don't think I think people are overreacting to Juju. Definitely not D Moore. I imagine you mean DJ Moore. It's between Juju and Cooks there. I'd probably go Juju still, although Cooks is in a juicy spot without any Ward tonight. Carson is like only running back on Seattle. Yeah, what's going on, Scott? He's not. They have CJ Procise. Procise will probably play 20%, maybe even more of the snaps, but Carson's going to play like a minimum of 75% of the snaps today. Sammy Watkins or Evans? Sammy Watkins. Just got in, Sal. Would you take a chance and fade McCaffrey and play Barkley instead, says Elephant. What's going on, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, the ownership on Barkley is going to come in like half to a third of what McCaffrey's ownership is. McCaffrey clearly in the much better spot, in my opinion, the pace and everything. But Barkley in a better spot than usual without having stone statue Eli Manning there. So I think, yeah, if you want to go up for $400 or whatever it is to Barkley, that's fine. Like, more times, I don't think a far majority of the time McCaffrey outscores Saquon in today's situation. I think it's very close to like a 50-50 split. It's probably like 58-42. McCaffrey outscores him today more times than not, maybe. Can I get away starting Pittsburgh's defense this week? I don't like it. They're not at home. They're not a favorite. But, I mean, if you're just going to play a cheap defense, don't overthink it. Just play them. Breida or Sony Michel and DK? Breida or Sony Michel by a mile, but don't have much interest in either. If Goddard plays, or play him or Graham season long. Graham. Yeah, that's a terrible option, my man. Is Austin Hooper or like Tyler Eifert available? I'd rather go there. Watkins or Galladay? Watkins for me. Can I get away with starting the Pitt defense? Oh, wow, we have so many comments in here. My gang. I'm just going to skip through. What do you think the ceiling on Kyle Allen is? Ceiling on Kyle Allen in that game is probably honestly like 20 points. I looked into it a bit more. I thought it was like 15, but it's probably 20 points because he does have some rushing upside. But that means like his median is probably like 12 though. Zeke or where? What does that mean? Marquise Brown, a good play? Yeah, he's fine. No problem. Didn't miss anything. The Andrews news is unnerving. Still good to go in cash. I would get away from him in cash. If you want to play him, that's fine, but it's a bit of a risk. Like, even if he plays, he's clearly more injured than we thought earlier in the week. Hey, man, what's up? Did you project Ridley so high because of Julio double teams? No, I just projected him so high because of the matchup for him. I mean, it's a zone defense, so over the top, he's not going to have much, but both him, that whole team, Hooper, that's why I love Hooper. Like, these Colts are going to funnel to short passes. That helps, obviously, every wide receiver. And that's why I like Hooper a lot. Is Rec Burkhead a thing with no James White? People are going to want to make it a thing. I don't have interest. Play Zeke, or where do I go? I mean, Zeke's the best option in the top range, so I think he's okay. Is 2 3K guys in a GPP too much risk? I mean, who are you playing? Are you playing like Matt Collins and Nelson Aguilar? Like, usually I'll say yes, but this week is very unique. OJ Howard thoughts. He's GPP only for me. I would only play him if you're stacking him with Winston, honestly, and another guy. But yeah, OJ Howard is somebody I think is very risky. I'd rather get to Austin Hooper. Watkins or Galladay? Watkins. Wilson or DK? Sounds good, thanks. Would you rather pay up for Ertz or go down to Hooper in cash? If you could afford Ertz, get to him. He'll probably see 15. He's going to see double-digit targets for sure. So get to Ertz if you can. But like if you don't want to force and get out of a top-tier running back, then just go to Hooper. Hey, Sal, I've been watching since almost your first DFS video. I'm playing Zeke. Hey, man, what's going on? Playing Zeke and Pollard in the same lineup. Am I crazy? Yeah, you're crazy. Is it okay to have 600 left over in the DK cash lineup? If you like your lineup, and you don't think there's any better defenses, don't spend the full money. I usually think 600 in cash is a lot, but if you like your lineup, like today is such soft salaries that it makes sense to have money left over everywhere. Debo or Marquise Goodwin? Debo. Murray, Fitz, or Allen Brown? Allen Brown in a GPP. How big of a bump for Carson without Penny? It's like a 3 projection bump. It's pretty big. Do you think 4 players from the Arizona Cardinals game is too much? No. So what are you doing there? You're going Kirk, Fitz, Murray, and then you're running it back with like McCaffrey or something? That's not too much at all. It's a perfect game stack. Kittle or Ertz in cash? Is Goddard playing? Goddard right now is a game time decision. Last I saw, I think Ertz is the better cash play. Is Marlon Mack playing today? He is 5th. They are saying he's a game time decision, but expected to play, which is a little bit worrisome. Josh Allen or Baker? For me, Josh Allen. Mack or Carson? Carson. McDonald, Darren Waller, or Greg Olsen on DK? If it's a GPP, give me... I mean, what are you playing there? I go Waller, but it depends on the format. Mohamed Sanu then with the Colts funneling. Yeah, Mohamed Sanu's on the field a lot. Mohamed Sanu actually is a good... I think Mohamed Sanu is a sneaky play today. It's just a matter of, do you think he has 20-point upside for a GPP to win you one? I don't. I think he has like cash upside in like the 14, 15 range. But Mohamed Sanu, all those Falcons are in really good spots. That's the reason I like Cooper. He's the main... Like, the Colts will funnel to the tight end, the slot receiver, and the tight end, the slot receiver, and the running back a lot. Devonta Freeman looks like dust. I don't want any of those guys. Hooper's the guy who stands out the most in Atlanta for me. Sal, do you have any info on Ito for Atlanta? What do you mean by that? Is Ito Smith like injured? I don't think he's injured. I think he's fine. I think he's going to continue to play like a third of the snaps. Boyd or Aguilar for GPP, or Bird or Aguilar? I think Aguilar there, but I'm not even somebody who's big on Aguilar, but I think Boyd's the wrong pivot. I think your better pivots are James Washington, Devin Smith, Preston Williams I really like as a pivot. Huh. Hey, hold up there. Donates $1.99 to the stream. Thank you, man. Or female. I don't know. Says, or woman, I guess. Pick two wide receiver and 2 running back. Gordon, Cooks, Boyd, McCoy. Okay, so I like Boyd and Cooks. And then your running backs are Mack, Barber, and McCoy. Ooh, that's gross. Well, I mean, you have like half of them injured, and then just Barber's disgusting. Give me Marlon Mack and give me Barber over McCoy, honestly. Is there nothing else on the waivers, my man? That's terrible. But there you go. Thank you for donating to the stream, by the way. Appreciate that. Every single email I'm getting, every single tweet is, what do you think of this weather in Kansas City right now? Man, I ain't no weatherman. All the reports I'm seeing on the radar are that the game is not supposed to have much rain at kickoff and not much rain during the game. Whatever's happening right now, 2 hours before kickoff, I do not care. I have zero care in the world if it's downpouring there right now. Is it going to be slick for kickoff? Sure. Does that matter? Not that much. It actually makes it better for offensive players, in my opinion, because the defenders don't know which way you're going to be running. If you're a wide receiver juking or getting off the line of scrimmage, they don't know which way you're going. So in their head, they have to react to what you do. They slip more often than you do. Another question. Are you concerned about the weather? No, I'm not concerned. If at 12:50 it's downpouring there and the radar says for the next 3 hours it will be downpouring, then yes, I'm concerned. As of right now, at kickoff, it's not supposed to be raining, and then throughout the game, it's supposed to be a light rain. That does not impact a football game. Light rain does not impact anything of a football game. Kevin says, slam the like button for this guy. Appreciate that. Sorry, not Boyd. Bird for the Cardinals, says Brian. I don't know what your question was, Brian. You got to ask it again. I can't find it. DJ Fitz, what Panthers players do I run back with? Clearly McCaffrey's an option. I think I'd go McCaffrey, Samuel, and Moore in that order, and then Olsen. They were high on Bird in the Awesemo stream. Do you agree or nah? I think Bird is very cheap, and in most weeks I would agree. But he's seen 14 targets through 2 weeks. They're not that high of an ADOT target, but it's not even just that. You have so many other options. I like Preston Williams a lot more. I like James Washington a lot more. I like Devin Smith a lot more. Like, those guys are going to be primary targets or the number 1 or number 2 targets of their team today, where Bird's going to be probably the number 4 target and a guy who's not stretching the field all that much. Does Arceo Whiteside have 20-plus point upside? I think he does. Yeah. I think he does. I think he does. I think Matt Collins does. I think all those Philly wide receivers have 20-plus point upside. It's obviously not often. Like, Nelson Aguilar gets there more so than those other guys, but it's not it's not impossible. The 20-point upside is there, at least in my the way that I do it in terms of a ceiling for me for these guys. Yeah, they have it. Because what is 20-plus point upside? It's a touchdown and 80 yards. It's a touchdown and 80 yards on a couple of catches, right? So yeah, I think they have that. Would you play Dalvin Cook and James Washington or Carson and Edelman in a GPP? I like Dalvin Cook and Washington, honestly. Both of those are really fine, though, Bill, but Washington's going to be lower owned. Yeah, I kind of like Washington there, that play. 405. I'd playing Carr, Contrarian, or Stupid. Yeah, I don't want no Derek Carr today. Alshon might play. The latest reports I saw was that Alshon is out, or that he's out on the field, but he's likely not playing. Alshon, so this report literally says, as of 1 minute ago, Alshon Jeffrey doesn't look like he's warming up. So there you go. Sutton has a value wide receiver today in cash. No shot. No shot. What waiver wires would you pick up for the running backs? Who's on your board? Like, what are the options? It's wet though, says Jacob. Yeah, I think that was sarcasm. Sal, how's your day going? What's going on, Justin? How you doing, my man? So do you think Stafford has better upside than Wentz today? Any thoughts on Murray? I'd rather go to Murray over both of them. Sal, what do you think of the weather in Madrid, Spain today? Yeah, if it's raining in Spain today, you should stick to shopping. If you're on a vacation there, that's very worrisome. James Washington in a GPP? Yeah, he's only GPP viable. I think he's fine. I'd rather play James Washington than Nelson Aguilar if I'm playing 1 to 3 lineups. Like, if you're playing 150 lineups, yeah, diversify yourself then. If you're playing 1 to 3 and not 150, you have to have the leverage somewhere. If you're going to play a 33% owned Nelson Aguilar who fails more so than he comes through for 33% of the field today, in my opinion, just get away from that. Like, why are you just following everybody else? And I don't even have him, like, point per dollar wise, yes, he'll grade out good because he's going to catch more balls in the slot. In terms of, like, how often he hits his ceiling, it's going to be higher than most of those guys down in that range, but not by much, especially when you factor in 33% ownership. Bam Texas donates $2 to the stream. Yeah, if you donate to the stream, I'll be able to see your question because there's like 600 of you. I don't know how many people are in here, but he says pick one in a GPP, Zeke or Barkley. Zeke for me, Bam. I use like last week I was getting to more Barkley at this point in the day over the McCaffreys and the Zeke, actually the Kamaras, right? McCaffrey's on Thursday. But today I'm just not going to get away from Zeke. I don't care what the ownership is. It's not high enough for me to be worried. Godwin or Galladay in a GPP? Galladay. Oh, it depends. Like, are you playing them as one-offs? Then Godwin. If you're stacking Galladay versus Godwin, yeah, it's a very good question. Who's your quarterback? If it's Winston, Godwin. If you're just telling me to pick one of them, I'll probably go Galladay, actually. He's only 2% owned. I've never heard of Preston Williams until now. Why do you like him? Preston Williams is a rookie who dominated the preseason. He's looked fantastic. He had a lot of connection with Josh Rosen in the preseason. Week 1, he scored a touchdown, had like 30 yards receiving. Last week, he had 68 yards receiving and played 70% of the snaps. His snaps went up by 40%. Now he's going to get the quarterback in Josh Rosen that played with him the entire preseason in camp, and he's the most comfortable with. And there's no Albert Wilson playing in the slot today. You're probably going to get a 70+% snaps out of Preston Williams for 3,700 in a game where they're trailing by 3 touchdowns. Josh Rosen's going to throw 50 times in this game, and he's his favorite target. So, yeah, I like Preston Williams for very 1% ownership and upside. I think he's a better play than Aguilar, in my opinion. Like, Preston Williams has already, through 2 weeks, played very well in terms of having double-digit fantasy points. And now he's going to play even more snaps with the quarterback that he has the biggest connection with in that offense. Like, he was doing that with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who he saw no snaps with for the most part during preseason. Preston Williams is talented, very talented, fantastic in my opinion, and I think he's in a really good spot today. So do you see Emmanuel Sanders getting 20? For GPP, if Jair Alexander isn't on him, he has that chance. If he is, he doesn't. So that's the risk you take. I don't know if they're going to shadow with Jair yet. Nobody will until the game starts. Any Matt Ryan love, or am I crazy? I think there's love that they're not going to allow much big plays, but the Colts, you can obviously shred them apart. Somebody donated $2 and it went away because it happened so long ago. I think it was Janar. Is that how you say your name? Thank you so much, Janar. I saw you donate $2 to the stream. I appreciate you. But the comments just went away so quick. How many people are watching? Can somebody let me know? Any Marvin Jones Jr.? No, thank you. David Johnson versus Carolina, good play? Yeah, it's a fine play. What do you think about the Packers defense? They're in a good spot for sure. Hey, my Millie GPP core. What do you think of Allen, Eckler, Fitz, Brown, Ertz? I mean, it's okay. They're all fine. 502. Hey, Sal, would you play $5 Dolphins defense in Yahoo GPP? No, I wouldn't. Doing good as well. Thanks. You said Murray. Can you expand on that? I'm thinking he might break out this week. Yeah, I mean, Murray, like as in Kyler Murray, he's already looked fantastic. 300+ yards in 2 weeks. He's a great play. He's playing in the fastest paced game of the year, probably honestly of the decade. I've never projected a game this fast in my entire life for NFL. And he's playing a soft defense, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that Murray's a fine play. And you haven't even gotten to see what he does with his legs yet. That team is going to run 50+% no huddle. That means hurry up offense, more plays overall. That team is going to run more wide receiver sets and 3 and 4 wide receiver sets than any other team. That helps the quarterback. What's the most you've ever won on a Sunday slate? $10,000, sir. Says Citizen Cage. Well, actually, $10,000 in one tournament. I mean, the whole total probably came out to like $12,000. Brilliant. Thank you. No problem. Got Matt Stafford and Galladay worried about game flow. No, I'm not worried about game flow. I don't really like Stafford. I think Galladay's the only piece that I want from that game as a one-off. Sal, can I stack Wentz, Ertz on a DK single entry? Yeah, you can. Carson or David Johnson? There's a big price difference there, my man. It's like $1,000. So what are you doing with the rest of that 1,000? Any interest in Le'Veon? No, not for me. Is Slay going to cover Aguilar? Probably not. Does Julio get crazy today? I think Julio can have like a 12-catch, 100-yard game for sure, obviously, but I don't think he's going to go. Like, the Colts defense, their main priority is not to get beat deep. That's what a zone funneling defense is, similar to the Bills. So in terms of getting beat deep by Julio, who's going to get double teamed, and still they're going to play zone. So yeah, I don't think he goes nuts. Elon Musk is in here and says, dude, chill the fuck out with your copying and pasting. Are you talking to me? I don't know who you're talking to. You like Fitz? Yeah, he's fine. Devin Smith or Preston Williams? Preston Williams for me. Fade the public. I like Matt Ryan and GPP. That's fine. 500 and something watching. So, everybody that's watching this, appreciate you. Hey, are you worried about the weather? Says Rhino. Funny question. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, we are like 400 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So, what is this? We got a new news update about Mark Andrews. Before deciding whether he could play a Chiefs game, he is active per source. Okay, so here's the thing. I just want to ask everybody that's watching, if you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If somehow today, I doubt we get there, but if somehow we get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the day, I'll be live for the Sunday night game before that starts as well. Just, that'd be amazing. I'd be so happy. This would make it probably the best day of my life. So if you can do that, that might be a stretch, but it'd be really cool. Really, really cool up there. So if you can hit the subscribe button, if you're not already subscribed, we're about 400 or so and change away from 10,000. It helps a lot if you think this is valuable at all. If you've seen some of my other content, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just got an update that says Jordan Reed's career is in jeopardy due to multiple concussions. No shit. He's had 7 reported. So that means he's probably had about 30 in his life in the NFL, in his football career. This man's going to die at 50 years old, like without question, which is sad, very sad. But like, stop playing the game of football. I don't care how much you love it. Your brain has just been bottled around so much. It's not worth it, my man. Will Mixon break out? Not this week. Gio's still playing. Mixon's still dealing with an injury. And you also have Michael Jordan, another offensive lineman for the Bengals, down. That line is terrible, and they're going to be playing from behind. Thoughts on the 3 to 4K wide receivers? I like at least one in my GPP. I like at least one. Yeah, I think getting to one's fine. I think that's what everybody's going to be doing this week, which doesn't mean it's wrong. I just am not going to get to Aguilar, in my opinion. Any reason you are high on Michael Thomas at all? He's going to project out fine. Like, the historical data and everything that I use, he's going to project out fine. He's still going to see 12-plus targets. So he's never a guy who stretches the field. Like, Michael Thomas doesn't win by scoring or catching 40-yard passes. He'll catch 15-yard passes at most. So I think he's fine. Like, Michael Thomas, I think he's fine from a projection standpoint. But when you factor in human reasoning, there's much better plays today. Is it raining in KC? Hashtag sarcasm. Yeah, right? I got people in my Twitter mentions nonstop. But Sal, look at the weather at 11 a.m. right now. It's pouring. There's 2 hours till lock. Have you not heard of the radar? The radar says it's fine. Hopkins, Marvin. There's so many comments. Look at all you guys. Here we go. Justin donates $2. You're the man. I appreciate you. Man, you didn't even ask a question. You were just being nice in here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's getting to the point now, based on the following, right? 10,000 people on YouTube about that. Like, the 1 in 50 negative comments are becoming more and more because there's obviously more people commenting. So I'm going to continue to answer everybody. That's what I want to do. But I appreciate the comments like that, Justin, where it just says nice things. I appreciate you too. Thank you. How do you feel about Dalvin Cook? He's fine. He's too cheap. He's playing a defense that has looked very good the first 2 weeks against the run, but I don't know how much you weight that after 2 weeks. Fuller or Hardman? Fuller by a mile. I love Fuller for GPPs today. As a Redskins fan, he's got to retire. Yeah, right? I mean, you can't have I've had 3 concussions in my life now, and 1 very scary one. He's clearly had 7 reported in the NFL, which I would not be shocked if it's somewhere around 30 in his career. Enough knowledgeable football insight. What about the weather? Says Rhino. The final stance on the weather for me is that we're an hour and a half from lock. At lock, the weather's supposed to be fine. During the game, it's not supposed to be that impactful. The field will be slippery. These guys wear cleats for a reason. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Is Disley touchdown dependent? Yeah, of course. Andrew's still risky. Yeah, somewhat risky. Josh Jacobs, question mark, no interest for me. Aguilar, Scary Terry, or Cobb, PPR. You're the man, Salted. Salted? Who's that? PPR and GP. What are you playing? Are you playing season long? Go Aguilar in season long. Ownership doesn't matter there. Missed the tight end. McDonald or Olsen, says Justin. For cash, Give me Olsen there. Yeah, give me Olsen there. I know McDonald looked like he had a connection last week with Rudolph, but Olsen's just running so many routes. Like, McDonald's running much less routes than Olsen. Olsen's running second in the league in routes. Robbie or Crowder, don't play either of those men today. None. Sal Vetri, DKGPP, QBs that you are feeling. There's like a list of 8 of them. Oh, maybe I should be switching these pages, right? Here we go. Here's QB. Not much notes, but these are the QBs that I am feeling in GPP and or cash. I'll make it even bigger for the people in the back. Bam. There you go. I forgot to put these on the screen. What have we been doing for the past hour, gang? What do we got? Lindsey or Freeman in a GPP? Neither. They're both playing 50% of the snaps. Lindsey's upside in the receiving game has been neutralized because Freeman's getting work in the receiving game, and they're facing a very good defense today. Neither. Stack with Ryan Ridley and Jones in a tournament due to poor run game? Yeah, I think that's fine. Sammy Watkins is in play for sure. Keenan Allen or Galladay? Keenan Allen. Rain doesn't have much effect in football games. Wind is what really messes up the games. Yeah, rain doesn't matter at all. Not at all. Let's go, South. Sheesh, says Kenneth. Yeah, but the thing on wind is wind doesn't matter at all either. These stadiums factor out wind 90% of the time. And the wind gusts aren't going to be going for 3 hours straight. They'll come in every 20, 15 minutes of really heavy wind gusts. And it's not going to affect anything less than 30 yards down the field. Who was the Buffalo receiver you were talking about? John Brown. I love John Brown. Monster. I love that guy. Thoughts on Josh Allen in an early-only GPP? Yeah, get him with John Brown. Do it for the clout, Sal, says Buff on the beat. What am I doing for the clout? What am I doing? Hey, $2. Thank you. I appreciate it. Donates $1.99. I think it's John. Wicks to the stream. He says, you helped me win $150 last week. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cody, what's going on? You're over on Twitch, Cody. What's up, man? He says, keep killing it. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. Over 600 of you are watching? Wow. What's your take on Rex Burkhead against other $3,000 to $5,000 running back range? Just avoid that range. Don't get trapped in that range. Rex Burkhead is a trap. Frank Gore is more than likely a trap. He would be the one I would go to there. But, yeah, just don't get trapped in that 3 to 5K range at running back. You're just trying to get too cute. There's so many value options across the board at every tier, and the worst value options are probably the value running backs this week. Are you a fan of Aaron Jones today? I'll go to my running backs page. I have him as a maybe. Oh, I had this filtered by... I have Aaron Jones as a maybe, so that tells you what I think about that. Not as big of a fan as other people probably are. Don't think he's terrible. Probably not getting to him. James White is out, so I'll just delete him now from the sample. And I'm going to put Marlon Mack as an... Oh, whoops. I'm going to put Marlon Mack as an X, and the only thing that I have to update here is Chris Carson becomes a yes because of no Rashad Penny. Which means that Chris Carson locks himself into like 75% plus of the workload instead of potentially like 60 to 70. Love the show. Thank you, Howard. I appreciate that. All of my entries have New England defense. Am I crazy? Great live stream, by the way. Thank you. You're not crazy. I mean, it's fine for GPPs. It's just people are thinking that New England's defense is going to score 20-plus points guaranteed today, whereas a real shot they can score 8. There's probably more so a shot they score 8 today than 20. Is Galladay and Hawk too many Lions if Winston's at QB? Yeah, probably. Hawkinson is not somebody I want to get to much at all. Am I winning 80? I am winning 88% in cash. Take a look at Sal's DFS school. Thanks, Sal. That wasn't me. I didn't just say that. Yeah, that's Jeff. Appreciate that, Jeff. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I have a Draftkings fantasy. I have a course for football on Draftkings. My process, everything, about 10 hours of videos, a bunch of downloadables. And then, yeah, I'll be doing the same for NBA more than likely. So you can check that out if you want. It's in the description. Andrews or Ingram? Ingram for me. You think it would be colder in Seattle than Tampa? Wondering about a bit of ball firmness and ball catchability. Yeah, that's funny. Sal, you rock. No, you rock, man. Woods or Williams on flex? Tyrell Williams or Robert Woods? Woods. Bro, lineup for DraftKings, question mark? Thank you. Yeah, here. Lost my mind 187 wants to know my lineup for DraftKings. I'd go with Gardner Minshew at QB, running back Leonard Fournette, and Derrick Henry, wide receiver DJ Shark, D.D. Westbrook, and Corey Davis. Tight end, James O'Shaughnessy, I feel good about him scoring a touchdown. Flex, I feel okay in the flex getting to Chris Conley. Zeke a lock today? Not a lock, but probably the best running back play on the slate if you can afford him. Wilson and DK Metcalf. Wilson, like both of them combined. I'd rather go Wilson and Lockett there. Mac Holmes rather than Aguilar? Yeah, I think that's a fine pivot. Like if you're playing 1 to 3 lineups, just get different. I don't think you have to put in Aguilar and think that he's a fantastic play playing one lineup. If you're playing 150 lineups, yeah, then you get to decide if you want to match the field, overweight it. But if you want to get different and you're only having one lineup in there, I think you have a better chance of winning a GPP today by not playing Nelson Aguilar than by playing him. What's going on, Alarm Med? You're over there on... how many people are watching on Twitch? I mean, I imagine it's like 5, but let's check it out. I'll go to wide receiver. I don't think I've updated wide receiver yet. Like, Antonio Brown's still in here, and he's obviously a no-go. So I haven't really updated wide receiver much. But it should be still pretty good. I'll make him a yes. Any love for O.J. Howard? If you're stacking, that's the only way I would get to him. Hey. Joseph Woods donates $2 to the stream. He says $3. Great info. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Joseph Woods. Appreciate that, my man. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, if you're interested in donating to the channel, you can via Super Chat. Via YouTube, I guess. Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate that. Is it worth having Aguilar and Ertz but not having Wentz as well? I don't think so. I think you have to have Wentz there. Because like if they both go for 100 and a touchdown, you probably want yourself a little bit of Ertz or a little bit of Wentz in that situation. You're just locking yourself into like a 20-plus quarterback day. 659 are watching. Are we going to hit 700 today? Gang, we're still here for like a half hour. Oh, my God. Yo, what the hell? Is McCaffrey with Allen bad in cash? No. I think he's actually viable there. I apologize if you already discussed this, but is Darwin Thompson a play? Williams out of McCoy limping around. Yeah, McCoy's definitely not a play. I'm just avoiding that backfield. There's so many, like, I'm not being trapped into the running backs that are cheap today that will touch the ball 10 times for 40 total yards. Like, I'm not getting trapped into that. Just give me the expensive guys that'll touch the balls 20-plus times today, and then I'll get my value at wide receivers who actually will have big play upside. So, no interest in Darwin Thompson this week. Hollins for cash, okay? No, he's not okay at all for cash. Do you think Greg Olsen will play? What's going on, Bass Nasty? If not, what other tight ends at the low price or lower? I prefer Austin Hooper. Playing the Colts, who gave up the most yards dating back to the start of last year to the tight end position, and they funneled to tight ends. I'm curious at what we're doing here in terms of obviously not having a ton of people watching this on Twitch. 10 people watching on Twitch. Look at that. That's crazy. Y'all are nuts. Sal lives in Springfield next to Peter Griffin, question mark? I don't even know where that is. What's going on, Bulletproof? Olsen is playing. Yeah, I'd rather Austin Hooper. Carlos Hyder, Kenyon Drake. God, neither. But give me Kenyon Drake in a pass script game, but neither. Where's Bobby Boom? Who's that? You're going to hit 700 live. Let's go. We're going to hit a new record, 700 live. Do you think Devin Smith will get some touches today, question mark? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's going to play all the wide receiver 2 snaps on the outside. Marlon Mack is active, and so is TJ Yeldon, for whatever that means. Dallas Goedert is active. Dallas Goedert is active. Dallas Goedert is active. Yes, that hurts Nelson Aguilar. I want to play Aguilar, but he will be too chalky. Yeah, he will be. I'm not playing any Aguilar today. I don't play 150 lineups, so I play single entry and 3 max. Are we going to hit 700? $2 donated from Marquet Neely. What's going on, my man? Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you. Thank you for all the people that have been donating to the stream. I appreciate you all so much. He thinks Burkhead is a trap, says somebody. Yeah, I think he is. Why are you forcing in a guy who's going to touch the ball maybe 10 times today when you can get wide receivers who have much higher upside in the same price range and like 8 of them, and you can get running backs that you can be confident will get 20-plus touches higher up? Burkhead's a trap. I'm not going to go down to Burkhead, who might have 12 fantasy points today, when I know damn well one of those cheap wide receivers is going to have more than 12 fantasy points today. Any interest in Frank Gore? Yeah, here's my running back interest. Frank Gore is one of them as a question mark, but I'm just not getting to cheap running backs. That's it. I'm not going below like the Chris Carson range in running backs. You're getting too cute, in my opinion, if you do that. You're like I think Frank Gore is the best running back play below Chris Carson and below Marlon Mack if you want to risk that with some of an injury, but I don't think it's that great. Like he's at home favorite, so that's good. But I think there's a real chance TJ Yeldon plays 30 to 40% of the snaps. In a 150 max tournament, do you make 150 unique lineups? Yeah, 100%. You make 150. Yeah, you make 150 unique lineups. Your goal is to win the tournament. So the more bullets you get in there, the better chance you have. Good morning. What do you think about Mark Andrews? He's questionable last week and produced. Do you risk it? He seems to be worse this week. I probably don't get there, in my opinion. Mark Andrews is active officially. So all the inactives are coming out right now. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Marlon Mack active. Alshon is inactive. Jimmy Graham and Goddard are active. So it seems like right now Alshon's the main inactive. Devin Smith or Preston Williams? Preston Williams for me. 695. Wow. I'm liking Freeman against the Colts. Low owned, I'm thinking, but a good spot. But I just don't like Freeman a lot. Talk me out of it. Yeah. Right now, Devontae Freeman through 2 weeks is the worst running back in the league if you go off of this stat right here called DR. DR, he has 44 less yards than an average running back in the league would have through 2 weeks based on his situations. 44 less than an average back. He's been terrible so far. No interest. These are my stat sheets. If you're interested in my stat sheets, they're on Patreon. So much shit went down on Patreon this week in terms of content. Lots. Over 700? Let's go. That's awesome. Thank you all so much. I appreciate that. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'll drop my Twitter in here. Ron, thank you for following me. I don't know if you're watching this right now. That's pretty cool. That's Twitter. If you're interested in exclusive content, this is Patreon. Those are my links. Those are my own plugs right there. How about that? Thanks for all you do. Thoughts on Josh Allen? Hey, thank you. Short Sleep 01 donates $2 to the stream. Appreciate that a ton. My thoughts on Josh Allen are that he's a fantastic play for cash and GPPs. I love him. If you're playing him in GPPs, make sure to pair him with... You don't have to pair him because he has rushing upside, but I would probably get him with John Brown. Look, the matchup is fantastic. Second worst team in the league against pass rush and pass coverage is the Bengals. And Josh Allen is very, very good when he has time, even when he doesn't, at producing and scrambling. But it's a really good spot for Josh Allen. 700 plus people and only 64 likes. Hit that like button. Yeah, thank you, Robert Pena. Yeah, like button doesn't matter too much, honestly, especially for live streams. The thing that matters is if you're just watching and having a good time and if you hit the subscribe button. So 700 people are watching. I know not all 700 of you are subscribed to this channel. I can tell, literally. But if you can subscribe, I really appreciate that. We're less than, I think, 400 subscribers away from 10,000. That's a huge milestone for me. Been doing this for under a year now still. So I really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And all it really does is it just shows me some support. It also allows me to grow this audience and reach more people. So really, thank you so much. Hey, Rhino donates $5 to the channel. Thank you, Rhino. I really appreciate that. Yo, what about Breida? Question mark. No interest. He's going to be splitting time in the first half, or as long as that game is close with Mostart, and Jeff Wilson will probably see about 15% of the touches. No interest. Hey, Sal, where is the Bobby Boom? I need the Hulus. What does that mean? What are you talking about, Steven? What is this Bobby Boom? What are you guys talking about? Yes, I get way too cute. That's why I almost cash. Rate Cooper, Watkins, and Galladay based on your thoughts. I go Watkins, Galladay, Cooper there. D. Hopkins worth top price tonight, wide receiver. Yeah, he is if you want to fit that in. I think it's a really good stack. I think that game is a very good game stack, sneaky game stack, the Colts and the Texans. Larry Fitz or Marquise Brown. If it's a tournament, go Brown. If it's cash, go Fitz. My wife hates you are done with baseball. I love your football. Great thing you got going on. Thank you, Gentries. Yeah, baseball's been going every single day of the week on Patreon only. So the same content I was doing on YouTube is now in podcast form on with the stat sheets on Patreon. But I'm only doing it for the regular season, so there's only 1 week left. So, I mean, you're free to join if you want, but it's probably not worth it. What happened to Bobby Boom? Why isn't he hosting, says Steven. I don't know who the hell Bobby Boom is, but I've always hosted this show here, and there's never been a co-host on my channel. We're above 700 people live. What is going on? Bovada thinks Freeman is more likely to score than Connor today. Yeah, I mean, I don't think either of them are in that great of a spot, to be honest. Dak and Cash, yeah, that's fine. Evan Ingram or Zach Ertz? Zach Ertz for me. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Can you do this? Speaking of The Rock, I can do what The Rock can do. Can I just sit here for the next 15 minutes and just do this? How many donations would come in if I just moved my eyebrows back and forth? You looking at this? Do I have to make myself bigger? Let's do this. Ready? Ready? Kind of creepy, honestly. Got the new cut. Hey, look at myself, looking at myself. Whoa. Soon you will be getting more people watching than DK and Roto on Sunday. You deserve it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm just trying to do what I'm trying to do. I know for a fact that I put a lot of work into this, and I enjoy making content. So I really don't care how many views I have relative to other people. Could care less. I just care that people think it's meaningful and valuable, and that it is mutually beneficial. Freeman or Burkhead? Yikes. Both are gross, but I guess Freeman. Deshaun Watson or Josh Allen? Josh Allen for me. What do you feel about Stafford? I don't have much interest. I'll put my QB page up. If you want me to put a specific page up, you can just let me know and I will. Watson or Allen, please. Allen for me there. Watkins, Thielen. I'd rather Watkins. Preston Williams, Devin Smith, or Nelson Aguilar? Preston Williams for me. I think Devin Smith is also fine. They're all fine. I personally just have a bias to Preston Williams. Bluegrass says, I just subscribed. Thank you so much. Sal, where is Bobby Boom? Did you kill him? Why are so many people asking about this Bobby Boom stuff? What is happening? Sal's not big on defense. Look, yeah, build the rest of your lineup. However much money you have left over, I target a home underdog. That's about it. Thinking about going Lamar Jackson naked, good or bad? You're spending up a quarterback for sure, but it's fine. Yeah, you don't have to stack him with anybody. I'd probably stack him with Marquise Brown though. Twitch left eyebrow twice for Josh Allen. That's funny. Thoughts on Kittle today? He's hard to get to because there's so many other tight ends, but now that Mark Andrews is down, he's a little bit easier, I guess. Any John Ross love? Nah, not against that zone defense. Andrews this week can it be so again? He's dealing with an injury. I get away from him. Crazy eyebrows. They're like caterpillars. Yeah, they're nuts, right? I went to the barbershop, a Puerto Rican barbershop yesterday. It was fantastic. The music's blasting. People are drinking Coronas. It was amazing. And I only went there to get my eyebrows like cleaned up, shaped, thinned out, trimmed. And then I end up getting a haircut and forgetting the guy to do my eyebrows. It was just a terrible day. Not really. Sal geeking on caffeine right now. Man, no. I had coffee 5 hours ago. I wake up at 7 hours ago. I got up at 4:30 today. I haven't had coffee in 7 eyebrows. Yikes. Somebody cut that one. I was reading what Eric was saying. Nice eyebrows. I haven't had coffee in 7 eyebrows. I haven't had coffee in 7 hours. This is just me, man. I get a rush when I'm doing live streams. It's fun. Content in general. John Ross, any love today? No, I'd rather Tyler Boyd. Aguilar and Julio or Zeke and Ridley? Aguilar and Julio. Pick 2, please. Yeah, no problem. Edelman, Diggs, Godwin, Thielen, Woods. You listed all the receivers. Watkins and Galladay for me. Larry Fitz or John Brown, PPR. If it's just season long, wow, that's a really tough question. Larry Fitz or John Brown. Give me Larry Fitz. The air yards are fantastic right now. Where are the glasses? Hey, my man's asking for the glasses. They're right here. Got my Blu-ray glasses or my blue light glasses. Thanks, Sal. McCaffrey is locked. Cool. Tight end, please. Yeah, I'll go to the tight end page. No problem. Let me update my tight end page because I have not done so yet. Mark Andrews becomes a question for me. And then Austin Hooper becomes a yes for me. That's pretty much all the updating. How do you feel about Lindsey? No interest in Lindsey. Thinking about going Jackson naked, good or bad, that's fine. I'm scrolling a lot now. Kyle Allen or Daniel Jones? Kyle Allen for me. 7 eyebrows. Let's go. AB, see you later. Yeah, he's going crazy right now, AB. Tight end page, there you go. Thanks, no problem. Wait, I thought Andrews was 50-50. Yeah, he is, and now he's playing. 7 eyebrows. Everybody's getting a kick out of the 7 eyebrows. That's crazy. Just subscribe for that one joke, says partners. Hey. Yeah. Subscribe for the eyebrows. Don't do it for me. Do it for the eyebrows, guys. Jeffrey is out. Yeah, he's out. No on Wentz. Look, I don't get to any Wentz if I don't game stack. If you game stack, you're going to get to Wentz. Like, if you want Aguilar and Ertz, you should have Wentz. Best QB in a head-to-head. I'll go to my QB's page. These are the guys that I think are good for cash and or GPP. Wow, I probably skipped a lot of people's comments. Just let them come in now because now we're up to date. Hopefully I'm not off this stream. I think it's still going. How many people are subscribed to this channel? I'm about to check. I want to know if we broke a good amount. How many people are watching? Is it like 700 plus? Josh Gordon, question mark? Yeah, he's fine today. He has a really good matchup. I'm just not getting there at his price point, but I think he's okay. I just don't think Brady throws more than 30 times, and I think other quarterbacks will throw 50 today, and I'm targeting those guys. Waller and Cash, tough matchup. I'd rather Austin Hooper. Watkins in the rain? Yeah. Rams or Browns winning? No idea. Probably the Rams, though. Browns defense is just messed up. 720 are watching. Wow. Thoughts on Kansas City, Baltimore weather? I don't know if that's a... So my stance on the weather is the same. It's supposed to be fine by the time the game starts. Nothing major. Thank you for the people who are telling me. Mike Buckets, thank you guys. Thank you, Mondo, for telling me how many people are watching. Appreciate that. Thank you, Olsen. Appreciate that. Which backup QB would you start of the 6 replacement QBs? If I had to pick one... Are we talking like season long? If we're talking DFS, just go down to Kyle Allen for the price discount. Yeah, I'd go Kyle Allen. Otherwise, Mason Rudolph if you're talking season long. 9.63 thousand subs, says Olsen. Thank you for letting me know that. Wow, so we picked up a lot during the stream. Let's get to 1,000, 10,000. Come on. So I watch your show all the time. Keep doing your thing. Thank you, Howard. Appreciate that. Thoughts on Debo and Chris Godwin? Godwin for sure over Debo. Yo, Staten Island Sal, I'm liking OJ Howard as a sleeper this week. Your thoughts? Yeah, he's definitely a sleeper. He's fine in GPPs, definitely in game stacks. Can you set what the Sal is lining up? LOL, can you set what the Sal is lining up? What do you mean? Uh-oh. Sanu a go. Yeah, Sanu's fine. Probably not so much. He's okay. Cook and Preston Williams or Carson and Kirk? Carson and Kirk. What's your Instagram? Just my name, Sal Vetri. It's private. I usually use Instagram and Facebook just for family and close friends. I literally have 40 Facebook friends. I know that's weird for this day and age, but I can care less about the people that I was relationships with 10 years ago in other states and other schools. If I haven't talked to you in 10 years, why do I have you on Facebook or Instagram? It makes no sense. Twitch left eyebrow for Julio or right for Ridley? Bro, just go Burkhead. It's only right. No, it's not. If you play Rex Burkhead today, you're reacting to news way too much. Barkley or Eckler? There's a big price difference there. I mean, Barkley in every other format if it doesn't have a salary cap. Pay up Mahomes and stack with Watkins? I don't think, so it's going to be a low-owned stack. He's expensive. I don't think it's needed to have Mahomes today, but I think that's fine. I'm very interested in stacking the Chiefs every single week. Christian Kirk or Larry Fitz? I actually like Kirk for GPPs. Fitz for cash. Is Zeke, Cooper, and Cobb too much Dallas? Yeah, I'd just go to 2 there. Can we see the wide receiver page? You sure can, Drew. What's going on, man? Elites Dren is following on Twitch. Thank you. Yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're not on Twitch, or you don't follow me on Twitch because you're in the YouTube chat, which is totally fine. We're streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Sportscaster right now. Hey, Sal, Sony Michel, 2 TDs? Yeah, he has 2 TD upside for sure. If you want to go here and just help a brother out, it takes 2 seconds to go over there, and it's totally free to follow. That builds the Twitch audience. Not a lot of people over there, but that's fine. Dak good naked, question mark? Yeah, you could play Dak naked. I think you can do it. He's rushing a lot more. He's had 4 fantasy points in each of the first 2 weeks on the ground, which obviously gives him, that's a touchdown, right? So it gives him more upside on his own. Sanders or Fitz? Fitz. You still like Sanders? Yeah, what's going on, man? I do like Sanders today. It's just a worry for me because I can't tell if they're going to shadow him with Jair Alexander. If he's shadowed by Jair into the slot, that's very worrisome for Sanders' upside. Anyone playing Kyle Allen? I'm going to try to play Kyle Allen. I'm going to see if I can get it done. Call me crazy, Sal, but I still like Aguilar due to Goddard's injury being a calf. Oh, yeah, you just subscribed on Twitch. Thanks, man. No, yeah, there's no reason not to like Aguilar today. He's cheap. The only reason is the ownership. He's cheap. There's no Alshon. There's no Djax. He played really well last weekend on prime time, and everybody's hyping that up, and he has 20-point upside. The reason I don't like him is because I play single entry and 3-max, and I don't want to have the same as the field, and I don't want to have double the field. In general, if you're not playing a lot of lineups, playing a 33% owned wide receiver usually isn't a good idea. Think about last year. Cortland Sutton got high ownership because Emmanuel Sanders was out. His role didn't change. The role that changed was Deshaun Hamilton. Whose role is changing for the Eagles this week? Well, Matt Collins and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, not Nelson Aguilar. His role is not changing. He's going to still stay in the slot. Jackson or Mahomes? I prefer Mahomes. Are you worried about the forecast in Kansas City and Green Bay? No, I'm not. Vance or Waller? Waller. Sanu is a go or what? Sanu is a go in terms of what? Like health? Yeah, he's a go for health. CMC and Zeke, same lineup. How heavy do you think that will be owned in GPPs? I mean, they're each owned at a clip of like, you're gonna find that not heavily owned. You'll probably find both of those guys being owned in like 7% of lineups. Maybe less. Sony Michel and Cash, I wouldn't go there. Zeke or Saquon in a GPP? Zeke for me. Would you rather fight Conor McGregor or Gardner Minshaw's dad? Yikes. I mean, definitely Gardner Minshaw's dad. I think Conor McGregor. Either way, whichever guy I fought would give me my 4th concussion, the one that would knock me out for good, and you never see me again. If you're looking at any Apple devices for a good price, DM Murray 101. He's legit. What is this guy talking about? I'll donate if I win, says Ryan. Yeah, there you go. Sanu a go. Man, yeah, Sanu is healthy. What do you mean by is he a go? Do you play Sanu today? Is that what you're asking me? I mean, he's playing a lot of snaps. He's playing his own defense. He's okay. I'm not going to tell you he's a priority or anything of a smash play. He's like okay. Aguilar or Carson GPP? I like Aguilar. Aguilar. I always say it. I said you prefer running backs in flex or wide receiver? Or does it depend on the line? It depends on the lineup. Running backs will win more often, but there's also way more lineups with running backs in the flex. I prefer running backs in the flex that catch the ball, but I think you can get different in tournaments with a wide receiver there. Do you like McCole Hardman today? Yeah, he's my 3rd favorite option in that passing offense. Dorsett at 3,400 for a GPP. Out of the cheap wide receivers, Dorsett's like my 6th favorite one, so no. I did subscribe. Thank you. Kittle or Ertz in a GPP? Kittle definitely lower owned, but I still have to go Ertz there. Emmanuel Sanders, GPP? Yeah, he's fine there. Thoughts on DK Metcalf? No interest this week. I'd rather go to Tyler Lockett. That's where you attack the Saints. DK Metcalf only runs straight down the field on the left side of the field. Like, let's look at this. Ready? I did this earlier in the week. This is totally free. This is next-gen stats. Ready? I'll be on for another 10 minutes, by the way. Next-gen stats. Let's look at the charts. This is all free. You guys can all look at this when you have the time. I want to just show you something about DK Metcalf because it's very interesting. I do this for like every number 1 and number 2 receiver on a team after each game. DK Metcalf, only running go routes down the left side, right? Right there. This is both of his weeks. So this is all of his routes so far for DK Metcalf. Ready? All go routes down the left side. He'll have Marshawn Lattimore on him today. I just don't like the matchup. Especially if you're not getting into the middle of the field where you can beat a guy like that. 700 viewers, Sal. Thank you. Yeah, what's the exact amount? Is it 7 something? FYI, I went to Twitch, but it was buffering way too much. Back to YouTube. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why that would be happening. All right. What do we got in here? We got so many people tuning in right now on YouTube. Wow, crazy. 700 something. Wide receiver tight end stack, says Caleb over on Sportscaster. Yeah, you can do those. Sal, what's good? What's going on, Kyle? What did you eat last night, says John Wicks. Yeah, so last night I always just saute a bunch of shit. So I had like 8 different vegetables with some ground turkey. Put some like sauce over top. Some like, not like salsa, but something like that. And then I put some avocado on it. So that's what I ate last night. Olive oil, of course. Hey, thank you for donating $2 to the stream. He says, PPR flex. Curtis Samuels, John Ross, LaShawn McCoy. Picking one of them, Curtis Samuel for me. Greg Olsen, last one. Thanks. Greg Olsen's okay today. I'd rather Austin Hooper. James Washington has cheap wide receiver in a GPP. Yeah, that's totally fine. Late to the chat, sleeper defense. Yeah, what's going on, the judge? I personally don't say that defenses, the Chargers are a fine, cheap defense, but the way that I look at defense, how much money do I have left over, and where are the home favorites? That's it. Emmanuel Sanders or Frank Gore? Emmanuel Sanders. Mixon or Carry On in my fantasy league? Carry On. Who has the highest ceiling of any player on the slate? Highest ceiling of any player on the entire slate? It's probably McCaffrey or Zeke. DeAndre Hopkins or Will Fuller? Are you talking about DraftKings? I'd like Will Fuller for the price tag. ESPN alert, Andrews is active. Yes, he is. Allen and a GPP, crazy? No, Kyle Allen's very cheap. He's GPP viable. Carson over Mac for me. Yeah, Chris Carson's fine. Kyle, what's going on? Kirk or Fitz? I like Kirk. Best value QB. There's a lot. I mean, Jameis is there. Josh Allen is there. There's a lot. Where's the hot defense? I don't know. Saquon, Cowboys. Any take on James White not playing? Rex a value or Michelle better play? Michelle's a slightly better play. Rex a slightly better play. Don't really have interest in either. Kittle or Olsen? Kittle. Kyle Allen in cash, question mark? That's where it gets a little bit thinner, but I see what you're doing. I think he actually is viable in cash. I'm not getting there. Like, a lot of the value this week to me is gross than it usually would be because there's just so much soft pricing everywhere. Like, how the hell is Keenan Allen $7,000? How the hell is Mike Evans $66,000? How the hell is Zach Ertz $57,000? Right? These guys are all cheap. The good players, the good ones, not the dirt cheap players that are bad, like Rex Burkhead or Nelson Aguilar. And I'm not saying they're bad, like terrible actual real life players. I'm just saying bad most weeks in fantasy in terms of consistency and reliability. Brandon Keenan says someone's been studying, a.k.a. Sal. Been studying what, my man? Sal, how you feel about plugging in DR along with Watkins? Yeah, it's fine. White out. Yes, he is. Evans or Godwin? That's a toss-up, Bob. Like, if you're playing one, I might lean Evans just because of the salary savings and ownership, but it's really a toss-up. Matt Collins or Arcega Whiteside in a GPP. Wow, I love both of them. I really do. I like both of those guys. Like, I don't love, actually, let's walk that back. Love is a strong word. I like both of them as pivots from Nelson Aguilar on the exact same team. That's the direct leverage. I would probably go, Mac. All right, we got 5 more minutes left. Then I got an hour, and I got to take care of some business. Some business, gang. Hit that like button before you go. Don't leave the chat without hitting the like button. Shit. What we got here? Where's Edelman on your wide receiver chart? Minimum 14 targets. Yeah, I didn't update Edelman. This hasn't been updated since last night. Edelman is a maybe. Minimum 14 targets is not true. 0% true. You realize Tom Brady's going to throw like 28 times today. So, like, Edelman's going to see like tops 10 targets, I would say. Hardman or Sanders? Hardman for me there. Sanders. Hey, thank you for cheering over on Twitch. He says Hardman or Kirk? Kirk for me in a GPP. Appreciate that. Just subbed, yo. Thank you. Need a third wide receiver. Watkins and D-Rob. Watkins, for sure. 1,000 field. GPP, Barkley or CMC? CMC. Rock them eyebrows, Sal. Appreciate that, my man. Thank you. There they are. I like Eckler and Keenan Allen. Who should I play? Why not both? It depends on the lineup. Eckler just works better in the flex as a pass-catching running back. Kirk or Edelman in the tournament? Kirk for me. Allen isn't that dude. You are, Sal, says Joe. Oh, you're way too nice. What's going on, Dania? Danae is your name, I think. Any love for cheese bread defense? My Packers? Man, don't be calling them cheese bread. Yeah, their defense is good. GPP, hey, Aaron Hernandez. Back from the dead himself. $2 donated to the channel. He says, GPP KC defense, your thoughts? The defense in a GPP they're fine. They're home favorites, right? So they're okay in a potentially messy game. Kirk or Fitz and cash? I give the slight edge there to Fitz. Actually, a decent edge. Can you play Fitz and Kirk in the same lineup? Yeah, but you probably should have Kyler Murray in that lineup if you're playing a tournament. I got Mac, Carson, and McCaffrey at the flex. That sounds fine. Mike Evans, question mark? Yeah, he's good. John Ross or Robinson from the Chiefs? I'd rather not have either, but Robinson if one of them. Allen or Watson standard league? I actually go Allen there. Sal, have an awesome football Sunday, my brother. Yeah, it's the best day of the week, my man. You as well. Have a good one, Kyle. Who other than Gore at his price range? Nobody. Nobody at the running back price range. This is the thing. Do not try and dig for value that's not there when there's so much value on a slate. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to get different. I'm going to play this cheap Rex Burkhead guy, and he's going to get you 6 points. And all the other running backs who are cheap are going to get you 6 points. And you know what the running backs that are expensive, 7,000 and above, are going to get you? They're going to get you 20-plus points. And you know what the cheap wide receiver values are going to get you? Some of them are going to get you 5 or 6. But more of them are going to get you 12 and 15 and maybe even 20 than the running backs that will touch the ball 10 times today, like Rex Burkhead at most. Hollywood Brown or Edelman? What's going on, Gus? I like Hollywood Brown there. Bird from the Cardinals? I think Bird from the Cardinals is just too thin now. There's way too many options down in that range. Do you like Juju Schuster? Not this week, but I think long-term he's completely fine. RB bros before you bounce. Thanks. Oh, RB page? Yeah, here you go. Joe Mixon or Joe Mama? Yikes. Aaron Jones a good play, cash game? He's okay. I wouldn't be putting him in cash games. Dude, you rock. You always reply to my email, says Dwayne. Ridley or Kirk, GPP? No problem, man. Kirk. Yeah, if you want access to that email, that's on Patreon. You can get access over there. Carson or Sony Michel? Carson for me. Still like Washington from the Steelers? Yeah, I'm probably not going to have much of Washington, but I think he's the better play than Aguilar. So, yeah. Kirk or Fitz in cash? Fitz. Curtis Samuel or Emmanuel Sanders? Emmanuel Sanders. 2 tight end viable this week? Yeah, if your tight ends are like Travis Kelce and Ertz. Not if they're Greg Olsen and Darren Waller. Jackson Andrews cash stack? You don't have to stack in cash, Steve. Don't be trying to stack in cash. There's no reason to try and correlate your lineups in cash. The reason you correlate is so that you jump more people in GPPs if that game scores a lot of points. You don't care about it in cash. You're beating one person in cash or half the field. So you don't have to correlate in cash. Enjoy the games, man. Thanks for the info. You got it. You breaking down the Monday game? Yeah, I'll break down the Monday game. Video will be out probably tonight or tomorrow morning early. I'll be breaking down the Sunday game as well. Go Pack, go, John. What's going on, man? Kittle or Ertz? Ertz. Mike Evans, question mark? Yeah, he's fine, Justin. What's going on? I feel like D. Johnson over Cooks. Is that a bad play? Not a bad play. Any interest in Nelson Aguilar? So my stance on Nelson Aguilar is that he is a fine play for the price point and the fact that people are injured there. I like a lot of other wide receivers that have 1% ownership compared to 33%. If you only spend 3.1 to spend on a final wide receiver, do you play Bird and is the best option? I just changed my lineup around. But yeah, Bird is the best option at that point. All right, gang, I'm about to bounce. How do you feel about Peyton Barber with the Bucs defense? Who's going to win? Is KC or Baltimore? I have no idea, my man. Saquon, question mark, he's fine. Mac or Eckler? Eckler. Do you feel about Peyton Barber with the Bucs defense? I don't really want any Peyton Barber. All right, gang, hit the subscribe button before you leave. I think we broke a record with 700-something viewers today. Thoughts on Dorsett, says Genuine. He's like my 6th favorite $3,000 wide receiver, so I'm not going to get there. Why are you a no on Wilson? Why am I a no on Wilson? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 other quarterbacks that I have interest in. So I can't play every single quarterback. Otherwise, I'm just spreading myself too thin and just taking the L. So the reason is I like all these guys more than Russell Wilson this week. Sal, nice haircut. Thanks, man. Good luck, Sal. Thanks, Aaron Hernandez. Thank you to everybody who donated to the stream. If you want to donate to the stream anytime now or in the past, you can hit the super chat button by the typing or whatever on live streams. I appreciate that a lot. Helps me grow this stream in terms of just reaching more people. So thank you. Hit the subscribe button before you leave. We might not hit that 10,000 goal today. It's sad. I thought we might be able to. We're about 300 and change away. But I'll be live tonight before the Sunday night football game for about a half hour. So I will see you all then. If you can hit the subscribe button before you leave, I appreciate that. Maybe we can get a little bit closer. Thank you all for tuning in. This is a ton of fun. We've been here for about an hour and a half. Lots of fun. The replay will go up once YouTube processes it in like 20 minutes. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. No, you're the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT. No, you rock. Thank you, Sal. You're awesome, dude. No, you're awesome. Okay. I appreciate all the nice words. Thank you all. I will be enjoying football today. I will be literally, as the games end, I just start databasing everything. So like the 4 o'clock games, yeah, I watch them, but I'm really just databasing 1 o'clock games. So the grind never stops, my man. All right, peace out. James Washington or Kirk? Kirk for sure. Peace, gang. Woo! I need some water. I need some coffee. I need to get out of here.